Sakin, acele etme, tamam mı?
好，1号靶位，土耳其队首先取胜。
Hadi Yeşim, sakin, acele etmeden.
Oh, she won't be happy with that as a first arrow. Yesim Bostan, obviously she came third in qualification this week, so she would have probably expected a 10 as her first shot.
Bravo X.
Well, her teammate there shoring things up, a little cheeky smile between the teammates, and the start is so crucial.
Oh, especially in the compound matches. You know, you've got to get that 10 to win the match.
Well, just a little low there, might be adjusting the sight. Let's see what his teammate can do.
Perfect X. That is incredible. So that is as close to the middle as you can get. We call it hitting the spider because it's a little cross marked on the target.
If you're new to archery, they're shooting over 50 meters here.
Acele etmeden.
And the goal, the center, is about the size of an apple.
Have you ever tried to hit an apple from 50 meters away?
Çok az aşağı, Yeşim. Aşağıda dur. Hadi Demir.
Got 8 seconds to go.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh, so with the time ticking away there, the countdown clock so crucial and puts on the pressure, and you could hear the coach counting him down there, and well, pulled it.
Yeah, he's both of them look a bit unnerved by that. Yep, so 10. One arrow to go with 17 seconds left on the clock. So I think that's a 10. That's on the line.
So what happens when they are on the line between the rings?
So basically in archery we have a judge, and what will happen is, you'll see in a second, the agents for each team will go down to the target, have a look at the target faces, and try and hope that their teammates get that liner called in. So as soon as the arrow touches the line, it's scored in.
So the higher score counting when it crosses a line.
那下午如果大家有观看比赛的话，一个阵营选手分别出现在他们女子团体和男子团体。
See the athletes waiting in between. Now we're shooting over water here in Shanghai. Is that unusual?
Super unusual. I mean, we're used to a big open field or a stadium where we shot this week. So the practice round actually is over grass, so coming out onto the final stadium over water is very different. Sometimes you might see the fish doing a little jump in front of the target, so you know, all these kind of distractions might affect the archers.
So the judge there indicating that the first shooting team will be the trailing team, Turkey. Scores have been confirmed after the first end. And, well, time ticked away for the Turks. That's what gave them that relatively low-scoring 35. Of course, the target score, the dream score per end, as Lucy said at the top, is 40 points.
Rüzgara dikkat et. Acele etmeden. Sağda 8.
So Yesim, you can see she's shaking her head. She's not sure what's going on there. Coach is talking them through it.
Rüzgara dikkat Demir.
Hello, Denmark.
Bravo.
Perfect turn.
Verma to the rescue again in the second end. Apologies, that's Elmaagacli was the one coming to the rescue there after a shaky start. Vennam on for India.
So 9, he's kind of shrugging his shoulders, his body language has changed, so it's up to the coach and your teammate to kind of, you know, boost your mental game.
In terms of the order of the athletes, Lucy, can they go in either order and can they change?
Yes, so you can change sometimes. You know, the first archer will then go last. It's completely up to the teams and the pairings that you have for the week. So you'd hope that each country would practice.
Bravo.
Perfect X.
Another X right on the centre there.
Demir. Süre var, acele etme. Rüzgar aynı. Acele etme, 10 saniye. Bravo.
And loads of time. And he gets a 10 this time.
They've got their eye in, haven't they?
After all those 8s, yes.
Yeah.
Su. Su.
So that was a 10.
Atacağım diye çok hızlı.
He's going to feel a lot happier about that.
Cumulative score in the mixed team. And another one.
Another 10. There you go. So 39 out of 40.
Well, it was better from the Turks in the second leg, but India, well, 2 39s in a row in the first 2 ends, and because the score's cumulative, they've built their lead up now. It's 5 points. Well, if they built a lead at 5 points in 2 ends, then surely Turkey can come back by 5 points. But the pressure in this sport, you know, in very, very simple terms, it's a very simple sport to understand. You're shooting across 50 meters, try and get to the center of the target. But it's so much about the mind game, isn't it?
Oh, completely. You know, you're dealing with the crowd, you're dealing with cameras, you're dealing with shooting over water. You know, it's a high pressure event. Everyone knows this is a World Cup final.
And you'd rather be the leading team than the chasing team because the pressure builds and builds and builds. But halfway through the mixed team compound here at stage 1 of the Hyundai Archery World Cup in Shanghai, it's India leading by 5 over Turkey. So we're ready to go in the third end. Turkey trailing by 5 will lead us out. The first 2 arrows coming from them. Pressure already on for the Turks. Yesim Bostan will start the second half of this competition.
Rüzgar hafif esiyor. Acele etmeden.
Oh, another 8. It's just not like her. She ranked 3rd on Tuesday in the individual, and their team is ranked 11th. And they've been some really good teams: Mexico, Chinese Taipei, and Korea.
Rüzgar hafif sağ. X, bravo.
There we go.
Yeah, they came through 2 tiebreakers, the Turks, like you say, Lucy, against Chinese Taipei in the quarterfinals, and then, well, lost the semi against Korea.
So India can actually breathe a little bit easier. 9 is okay because you know that the other team has got an 8. All tied.
Hadi Yesim.
Halfway through, though,
Evet.
end 3. 2 more arrows from each team.
Sağa esiyor hedefin orada.
8-9 on the other side. So what's interesting is that the Turkish team, they are shooting their arrows at one target face each, whereas the Indian team, they're shooting one arrow each at each target face. So it's completely individual of the team.
So there's no set. Oh, that's a nice shot there. Big smile, and it looks already like the Turks are starting to recover a little bit, but that 8 and 9.
Is that a 10? The judge will decide when they get down there.
So will that be subject to confirmation then at the end by the scoring judge?
I believe so. And that's a 9. So depending on what that arrow is, what the agents decide with the judge down at the targets, India is still in the lead.
So you say agents, that's like a third member of the team, if you like?
Almost, yeah. So it's just one of your teammates. They will go down and they will make sure that the judges are calling the arrows.
Well, here we see the last end, the Turkish arrows there, the little yellow dots marking where they've landed. And as you see, the one on the 8 and 9, sorry, the 9 and 10, and those grouping of 8s on the right-hand side, Lucy.
Yeah, Yesim won't be happy with that. She's performed so well for the last few years, so kind of unusual for her to be getting 8s at this stage.
Pressure.
Indeed.
It's a real mind game, because I mean all these athletes are super from a technical point of view, train very hard, but when you come out onto the big stage here, and let's face it, we're in the Manhattan of Shanghai, and there's quite a big crowd here, and we're in the middle of a big park as well, so all the focus is on those athletes right in the center of this park.
Yeah, I mean you can hear their teams cheering them already, so they're trying to get their hopes up and, you know, build them up and like sort of will them to get the 10.
So they have confirmed that's 10 for the third arrow for the Indians, and they're still leading by 5 with 1 end to go. Can Turkey do anything about this?
Well, we have seen this morning there was, you know, some big upsets. Someone put in a 6, so it is all to play for.
Rüzgar soldan sağa. Sakin, acele etme. Bravo.
Key arrow.
That's what she needed.
And that's the thing for me, it looks like the Turks have got to improve and hope for the Indians to drop something.
Exactly, that's the sort of the sad part of the sport, really. You've got to hope that you get perfection and hope that the other team doesn't, so. All to play for.
19 out of a possible 20 in the first 2 arrows. India will fire their next 2 arrows, or the first 2 arrows of the last end.
Of course, Verma came 3rd this week in the qualification round, so he's had such a good week, and that's, you know, sort of shows how good he's going to be.
Yeah, confidence a big thing here. Shoots an X.
Perfect shooting.
So an X is what they're looking for, right in the centre, but scores the same as a 10 in the slightly bigger gold ring.
Of course, Turkey's disadvantage is they've had no matches on this stadium today, whereas India, both the men and the women's team, have shot on this podium, you know, on this platform this morning. So they're a slight disadvantage.
Haydi Demir. Acele etme, 10 saniye var daha. Bravo.
Well,
10.
yeah, I'm running out of time as well as that clock ticks down.
Exciting.
Do you feel it out there? Do you know? Are you aware of the time ticking down?
I get nervous sitting in here looking at the time. So of course you feel it out there.
Well, India could almost do this with 1 arrow.
9. Yeah, you're right. a 5 to win. That is no pressure.
We haven't seen that at all today.
We have seen a 6 though.
We've seen a 6. And a 6 will do it. Bronze medal at stake.
5 seconds. Perfect shot.
Well, she needed 5. She got 10, and India, well, they broke away in the first 2 ends, and then they just shored it up and just pulled away a little bit further in the final end. And confirmation that India have beaten Turkey by 154 to 148 points to seal up the bronze medal here in Shanghai.
Tebrikler yine.
Well, there it is. There is confirmation. India are the bronze medalists of the Hyundai Archery World Cup Stage 1 here in Shanghai. Lucy, they really, they shot well, the Indians. And I don't like to be critical, but